Speaking to a group of ardent supporters outside the Johannesburg High Court today, former President Jacob Zuma pledged to take back control of the African National Congress, ANC, once his party is in power. Before we continue, please kindly hit on the subscribe button. This statement is made in the middle of a contentious court battle about Zuma's present position as leader of the MK party. We will reclaim our ANC once we are in power. I told you I will die in the ANC. I will never leave the ANC, said Zuma to the ecstatic assembly, to which they nodded and yelled in accord. The speech, which was recorded and circulated on social media by journalist Kamatso Modis, highlights Zuma's unwavering allegiance to the ANC in spite of his present membership in the MK party. After a heated court proceeding when the MK party's leadership struggle took center stage, Zuma made his address. Jabulani Khumalo, the ousted leader, is contesting his dismissal and alleging that Zuma's supporters falsified his letter of resignation. Although the legal disputes have brought to light significant splits within the party, Zuma's comments today demonstrated his steadfast dedication to the ANC's ideals and destiny. Around Zuma, supporters gathered, mimicking his words and holding signs advocating for harmony and fairness. Promises made by the previous president to claim our ANC back point to a long-term, strategic plan to bring the MK party back into the fold of the ANC. South Africa's political scene is given a new dimension by Zuma's ferocious language and the resolute support of his supporters, particularly in light of the nation's ongoing coalition discussions and the aftermath of recent elections. His followers find great resonance in his vow to stay in the ANC until the day of his death, which serves to further solidify his stature as a key player in South African politics. The ANC and the larger political landscape will probably be affected by Zuma's remarks and the current legal dispute inside the MK party, which may pave the way for further developments in the struggle for dominance and harmony among South Africa's dominant parties. Once more, following the African National Congress's, ANC, disastrous showing in the most recent elections, President Cyril Ramaphosa finds himself embroiled in a whirlwind of resignation requests in the wake of a historic electoral defeat. South Africa is on the verge of a political revolution that may completely change the country's course after the African National Congress, ANC, lost its enduring majority. The African National Congress, ANC, which was once heralded as the nation's ray of hope, is now dealing with the aftermath of its worst election performance since the inauguration of democracy in 1994. The African National Congress, ANC leadership is in turmoil as they consider the unpleasant possibility of coalition politics with the Democratic Alliance, DA. Despite the party receiving just over 40% of the vote, a long cry from its prior dominance, discontent is rife behind closed doors, with ANC insiders whispering of an impending storm among the party ranks. The possibility of Ramaphosa resigning is quite real, as demands for a new leadership emerge amid the election devastation. The city press receives confidential information from ANC sources who clearly feel uncomfortable with the harsh truth of their reduced status. According to an ANC source, there's a strong feeling that we can't inaugurate Ramaphosa as president on June 22nd. This statement reflects the party's upper echelon's long-standing concerns. Anguish seeps into the ranks of the once mighty political juggernaut as the final results come in, each count providing as a bitter reminder of the ANC's election troubles. This dramatic change in South African politics has far-reaching effects that go far beyond the voting booth. The country is at a turning point, balancing on the brink of instability, as the ANC's hold on power is loosening. The future of South Africa teeters on the verge of abrupt shift as President Ramaphosa struggles with increasing calls to abdicate. One thing is certain as the country processes the fallout from this seismic election and moves forward. South Africa is at a turning point in its history, and the choices made in the corridors of power will determine the course of the country for years to come. June 3rd, Cape Town, 2024. Unexpectedly, it has been claimed that the Democratic Alliance, DA, and the African National Congress, ANC, are considering forming a coalition. But there is a big catch. Paul Mashatile, the deputy president, must not be included. This comes at a time when the political landscape in South Africa is changing and strategic alliances are becoming more and more important for governing. The biggest opposition party in South Africa